cross watchers, how are y'all doing? This is your November 2020 tarot reading. If you're new here, I'm Sarah. This is Cancer Capricorn Guidance, and I'm here to bring you love, light, and guidance through tarot, astrology, and spirituality. In my description box, you can find my email. If you'd like to reach out to me to schedule a personal reading, please feel free to do so. You can also find my Instagram. Feel free to give me a follow. You can also find a few different links to some Spotify playlists I've made. If you're curious about what I listen to or you're trying to get into some new music, feel free to check those out. So Capricorn, how have y'all been? It's been a minute since I've done your reading. Yours was one of the first I did for October. This video is going to be a little shorter because I'm not doing the whole astrology breakdown. I didn't feel called to do it this month. There was just a lot going on in October, so I felt the need to do a lot of that and share a lot of that astrological information that was happening. But this month is going to be a bit calmer, so I didn't really feel the need to, and it makes the videos a lot shorter and sweeter if I don't. So. But Capricorn, how have y'all been feeling? I feel like some of this Mercury retrograde energy has probably been messing with you. You've probably been feeling some of that. It might have brought up some stuff for you that you need to work through emotionally. Mercury is going direct soon though, so we're almost in the clear. We're almost good. I hope it brought up important things that you needed to review and go over and get some closure or resolution of some sort on, or just kind of purging through some emotions. I bet this Mars retrograde is probably messing with you too. This Mars retrograde in Aries. It's a lot of, I know Capricorns really like to work and they like to be busy. They're just like that type of people. And so they've probably been working at some stuff for a while, but have been seeing a lot of obstacles and setbacks with that, because that Mars energy is like your motivation and your drive and your action, and when it's in retrograde it causes a lot of inaction or having a hard time with making progress. So Capricorn, if you've been feeling that energy where you feel like you're working really hard but not making any progress on anything, Mars is going direct pretty soon, so you'll start to feel a little bit some of that lifted energy where you might start to get some movement forward again. Oh yeah, and I hope that you got some good stuff out of the full moons of last month, especially that full moon on Halloween on the 31st. That was a good one to have in Taurus. It really made us have to really analyze what needed to be cleared out, what needs to be let go of. You probably felt some of the energy of that Capricorn with it being in the Taurus earth sign. But yeah, I hope that these big heavy planetary stuff that's going on, I hope that you're learning from it and growing through it, not just getting kicked around by it. I hope that it's propelling you forward and helping you just see things differently and shed some skin. Get rid of some stuff. A lot of stuff that's happened in the last few months and into the rest of 2020 is just going to be about a lot of purging and shedding and just cutting ties and letting things go. Letting go of any last baggage that we really don't need. But anyways, Capricorn, let's get into your reading. I feel like Capricorns have been a little self-conscious lately. I'm getting you guys have been really thriving at what it is you do. You really like it, but you're feeling self-conscious about getting recognition for it or something. You're not completely 100% confident in it, even though you love it and you kind of know you're good at it. Maybe someone in your workplace is making you feel like you didn't deserve or earn what you have right now, the position you're in. Interesting, I'm getting that. Alright, any messages for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, Mars, whatever placements you may have in your chart, whatever energies you've been vibing with. This reading is for November 2020. Any messages for Capricorn, November 2020? Yeah. Any messages for Capricorn for November 2020? Messages of love, truth, healing, light, forgiveness, clarity. There's one sticking out and I can't. There it is. Any messages for Capricorn? Any other messages for Capricorn? Wow, okay. So Capricorn, with overall energy, we have the moon. You could be in a place right now where you're really in your moon energy. You're kind of turned inward. You're analyzing a lot of your emotions, or you're in a place where you're kind of in your, I almost said in your bag, I guess. Like you're kind of keeping to yourself maybe, or sifting through some emotions right now. There could be something about illusion here. That's a possible message. There could be something that you're not seeing for what it really is. There could be something like you are telling yourself one thing, but deep down you know it's not true. It's like there's some illusion here about like what is really true in that, what you're telling yourself. There could be something about a Pisces. I also get Cancer energy from this card. Yeah, I'm getting that. Maybe you're just in your moon energy, whatever your moon placement is. For the first card, we have the Chariot reverse and the Lovers reverse. I feel like this is definitely that Mars retrograde Aries energy. It's like you've been trying to work at something, but you're not seeing any progress with it. Or you've kind of lost a lot of motivation for something where you're not feeling the drive to really push forward with it and like move forward. You're very like slow and not feeling up to it. You're not feeling like, yeah, it could just be that you're feeling that energy because you're not seeing progress and it's starting to really get to you, or you're not seeing progress because you're already like moving slow and like maybe you need to pick it up. It could be that you're feeling very directionless, like you're not feeling like what you're doing is going somewhere or leading to something, or it's gonna like come out to a certain outcome, or it's gonna amount to anything. Yeah, there's a lot of just like not feeling like you're making progress, not feeling energetic and like empowered by what you're doing, not feeling like you're going fast enough, you feel like you're moving too slow. Definitely a lot of that energy. With the Lovers reverse, this could be about something to do with a partnership. If there's someone that you've been connecting with and you're feeling like it's really not going anywhere, like you're not seeing the movement forward with it, you're not seeing the progression, you're not seeing the potential here, like you're not seeing it turn into something and you're kind of waiting for it to. Maybe it's moving too slow for your taste and you're realizing you and this person maybe aren't compatible. This could also have to do with something to do with values. When this is in reverse, I get a lot of like maybe your values are being challenged or tested in some way, and it has to do with how you move, how you work. This is about feeling a lot of setbacks and obstacles in like work related areas. It could be that you need to get into something that maybe is more aligned with your values. Maybe that's the missing piece here, is that you're doing something that doesn't align with your values, and that's why you're not seeing progress with it. Like you're in a job or you're doing something that's not really truly what you care about and what you want to do, and like, you know, what you want to leave behind, your mission more. What you're doing isn't what you should and want to be doing, I guess. I also get a lot from the Lovers reverse that this might have something to do with self-love. You may feel like you're not having progress in your relationships or your work or whatever because it has something to do with maybe a lack of love you have for yourself, or the need to go inward and have some self-love time. Or maybe you feel like you're not making progress with relationships or like moving forward in that area because you've been so focused on the self-love part. Yeah, there's a lot of messages there. With the Three of Cups reverse and the Death card, yeah, if this was about a specific person that you were connecting with, it was like you weren't seeing movement, you weren't seeing progress, it was moving way too slow for you, and you were starting to realize that like maybe you two aren't really connecting, maybe you're not really vibing well, you're not very compatible, like there's something missing here. Maybe there was a mismatch in values between the two of you, like you couldn't agree on the same like, you know, fundamental things about like what you value as individuals. And then you're starting to realize that you and this person just don't get along very well. When the Three of Cups is in reverse, it's just like not harmonious, not good company. This could have to do with a friend group too, like maybe there's a really close friend of yours that you're kind of starting to disconnect from, and it's affecting your friend group in some way. I'm definitely getting though there like the peace is not, you're not in a peaceful environment because there's a lot of disharmony, like someone's not getting along, or you really disconnected from a person or a certain group of people. There's just like a emotional disconnect there. But it could have to be with a more social environment. So it could be something with your family too, like you've been feeling a disconnect from your family or a certain family member. Whoever this is about, really, if this is about some kind of connection to a person, it's like, you know, it's moving too slow. There's no progress with this relationship. I'm kind of realizing we don't share a lot of the same values. I'm seeing that we just don't really get along. There's something missing here. It doesn't feel right. And then death is like, something's coming to an end here. I think all of these collective, like this collective realization, it looks like you're in your bag and like thinking about your emotions and stuff, and you're looking at how a lot of maybe your relationships have kind of gone like this. Like this is kind of the pattern for you, where, you know, it's slow and not progressing anywhere, and you two are meeting on not the same playing field. Like you get together on like shaky grounds, like not sharing the same, you know, fundamental foundational values, and then you don't really get along either, and then it's over, and you're like, why are all my relationships like that? Why do they always turn out this way? I'm also getting that if this is about work, it's like you feel like you're not making progress in work because you're still trying to figure out how to align yourself with work that matches what you value, that aligns with what you value. And maybe it's because you've also been in work environments where there's like, it's just a terrible work environment. You don't get along with anyone there, or it's like a hostile environment, or, you know, not a good environment for you, where like no one tries hard enough and you don't feel motivated in that kind of energy. You know, the work environment you work in is really important to how you do your job, how you do your work. So I think there's been a lot of instances maybe where you're in a job right now or doing something right now, or you had a pattern of jobs where you weren't moving anywhere with it, you didn't see progress with it, you realize it's not really what you want to be doing, and you don't get along with anyone there anyway, and then all of a sudden it's over. Maybe you quit really suddenly, or you just like leave. But either way, if this is like work or relationship oriented, it's kind of just like no progress, disconnect, not harmonious, not a good environment, and then it comes to a really sudden end. And I think this has something to do with you really going inward and kind of analyzing all these emotions and coming to this conclusion, coming to this realization, all these different realizations kind of piecing together, and maybe you're like starting to really see the pattern here. Yeah, or this is just one instance more recently where this is what happened, where there was no movement, there was a disconnect, there wasn't the same values, and then came to an end. And with the Emperor reversed and the King of Swords reversed, wow, I'm getting a lot of, one of these people, could be you, it felt really out of control, feels really out of control, doesn't feel like the leader in their own life, doesn't feel like they get to make decisions about this, like feels like this always happens to them and they don't have the autonomy for like to be making this happen. Like I feel like the Emperor is like feeling in a place of like, I don't have control, like this situation happened so suddenly and I didn't see it coming, or this situation happens a lot but I feel like I don't know what I'm doing to make this happen. Like I don't feel like I'm in control about it. It makes me feel like disempowered. It makes me feel a little bit powerless. I don't like how that situation that always plays out makes me feel like not as strong and confident as I should be. And with the King of Swords reverse, I feel like it makes it, I feel like it makes you bitter too. I feel like there's something about it that always leaves you with a sour taste in your mouth, always leaves you not wanting to communicate with these people. Again, always makes you feel like you have to make these desperate grabs for like power, or feeling like you're in control in some way. I'm getting a lot of like being really upset that you're not in control, being really upset that you feel like you don't have decision-making power in these situations. Yeah, these two, and I also get father figure energy from this. I know Capricorn is the paternal sign too, but I'm getting father figure energy from this because these are both like that fatherly, masculine, older figure. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, Capricorn, I'm gonna pull 3 cards of advice for you. This is really intense. 3 cards of advice for Capricorn regarding this spread for November 2020. One more card of advice. Okay, Capricorn. The Star reverse, the 4 of Pentacles reverse, and the 10 of Pentacles reverse. Wow, this is kind of intense. So you may feel like you're in a place where you don't have a lot of hope, but I think it's really important to see the silver lining here. I think it's really important to see the rainbow on the other side, I guess. I know that sounds so corny and like such a band-aid over this really intense situation, but I think you're in a place where you're feeling really not optimistic. You're feeling very pessimistic, and like there's not much you can do to change this pattern or make this situation any better. Um, I feel like you're just in you're in your moon, you're in your inner self, you're kind of going inward and trying to figure this stuff out and trying to see the patterns, and it's making you, all these realizations are making you feel like, well, this sucks. I can't believe that this is a pattern I do in my life. I wish that I didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. It makes you feel really hopeless, but I think it's important to look at the silver lining here and look at how important it is that you came to this realization, that you are really starting to understand yourself, that like you're seeing this pattern. Like that's all really important, and that's a positive outcome that can really be something that you take beneficial from this. With the Four of Pentacles reverse, I feel like this has to do with you starting to let go of control. I feel like a lot of these situations have left you feeling like so out of control that you do things that you're not proud of to try to regain control in some way. Like both of these energies can be like really hot-headed and like cold and mean, because Capricorns can be cold and mean. These situations may have made you do things that you regret and act in ways that you are not proud of, but this Four of Pentacles reverse is telling me that it's time to like let go of a lot of like tight grip and control you try to have on things. Maybe it's connections too. Like maybe you have a really tight grip on these connections, even though they don't feel right. There's a disconnect. It doesn't feel like it's moving. They move too slow. There's no really match. There's no real match at the foundation of it, and it's like you were holding on to these connections in ways that didn't make sense, because that's why they ended. They weren't meant to be. Like they weren't good connections for you. And I think you were just like in a place where you wanted to have control of something, and that is something that you did try to have control of. But the Four of Pentacles reverse is like, I'm trying to let go of that now. I don't want to feel that in control anymore. I don't want to be so controlling over the situation. And it's not just about controlling other people. It's about feeling the need to have control over yourself and your emotions too, and control over situations. And I think you're just starting to let go of a lot of that, because you're realizing that like it doesn't benefit you to be holding on so tightly. Like you're really trying to release a lot of that. I think that's going to be a big thing that you want to focus on releasing for the end of this year, is letting go of a lot of control and realizing that some things happen and they are out of control, our control, and sometimes it's just the people that we connect with. But to remember to focus on the things that we do have control over. With the Ten of Pentacles reverse, I think this is asking you to shift your idea of what like the end goal happy family looks like. I feel like this has something to do with maybe breaking ties with some family members, if there's a family member situation here where there's something not right about this. Yeah, okay, so if this is about a family member in some way, it looks like there's some kind of like falling out here with a family member, and this might be asking you to really cut ties because it's not worth it. That's up to you. That's like a free will thing. But I'm definitely getting a lot of like, there's asking you to like look at the situation differently and look at how what you want in the long term, what you want stability and foundationally for yourself, and what you want to build for yourself. Who is really involved in that? Who is really going to be a part of that? Like, what do you really want it to look like? And if there's people that are in your life and really aren't part of your end goal you see for yourself, the kind of people that you really want to be surrounded by, it might be time to cut some ties. If there's a relationship that you've been kind of in and it's kind of been like not going anywhere and you're really not connecting, and then it comes to a sudden ending, I think this is you realizing that that was meant to come to an end, and that person wasn't going to be part of your like long-term future. Yeah. But I think this is all really important. I'm going to pull one more card for you, Capricorn. This is a really, really heavy reading. One more card of... Any more messages for Capricorn? The Hierophant reverse. Yeah, and I think this is also asking you to kind of do things your own way. To take what... This is like really rebellious energy to me. It's like doing things non-traditionally. It's like taking what you've learned through the kind of relationships you've been in, or the kind of relationships you've seen, or you know, the family that you grew up in, you're watching that your whole life, or, you know, the kind of work environments you've been in or seen, and that's what you feel like you're supposed to do, like that's the kind of situation you're supposed to be in, that's how it's supposed to look. This is asking you to like look at it differently and like challenge that, to like challenge tradition about what your life is supposed to look like, who's supposed to be in it, you know, what age you're supposed to be married by, what kind of relationship you're supposed to be in, like all that stuff is like, this is asking you to rebel and like just do things your own way. Yeah, I just got a whole, this kind of wrapped it up in a different way where I got this whole message about like, you're looking at a lot of past things, like past friendships that have failed, past loves that have failed, past works that have failed, and it's just like, you're giving up, you're letting go of control, because it's like, my life is going to turn out how it's supposed to, and I just want to make my own way to do things. I don't want to try so hard and waste all my energy trying to control every situation and make it turn out how I think it's supposed to turn out. Capricorn can be very much people who like are like, well, this is how it's always been done, this is how it's supposed to be, and like, I guess I gotta do that. And Capricorns sometimes fail to, not fail, but sometimes don't always take the time to think about like, what do I really want? What do I really want for myself? What do I really want to work towards? What is going to make me ultimately happy? And I think this is asking you to like really challenge your own self, challenge your own values, challenge your own desires about what it is you really want in your family, partnerships, work, life. I'm going to pull one last card for you, Capricorn. It's an oracle card from the I Am Everything deck. And I'll just do this to finish off your November 2020 reading. One last message for Capricorn. I am connected. I have more in common with others than I realize. I seek commonality with people rather than focusing on outward differences. I am connected. So I think this is you looking at ways in which you really want to start connecting with people on fundamental ways. Like, you want to start looking at people like, we are more similar than we are different. I think you've just been connecting with a lot of people in your past, whether it's like friends or family members or partners. It's like you've always connected with people that you just don't feel connected to. You don't feel like you really vibe with, you like you really match with, and like people that you really want to surround yourself with, good energy that you really want to be around. And I think this is you realizing like, yeah, I deserve to feel really connected to the people around me, and I want to, and I am more connected to them than I really realize. I definitely am. Yeah, Capricorn, I really think that you're just feeling more connected to people lately than you have before, because you're really, you don't want to be in a place where you feel isolated and disconnected from people. So you would rather try to really get on the same page with people and really try to be on the same page with them, so that you can kind of connect on a better level and just see if there really is a connection there. Because you want to do things differently. You want to do things differently. You want to challenge yourself about how you've done things in the past and start to do things differently. Because you just want to be connected to people, and that's important. All right, Capricorn, that's all I have for you. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. I really loved doing this for you. I know this was really intense, but I really hope that you got some messages out of this. If you did, if any of this resonated, please leave comments down below. I'd love to hear about it. Again, in my description box, you can find my email. Feel free to reach out if you'd like to schedule a personal reading. You can also find my Instagram. Feel free to give me a follow. You can also find those Spotify playlists, and you can find my PayPal. If you'd like to donate to this channel, it would mean the world to me. So thank you so much if you choose to do that. Your support means everything. Capricorn, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of this, and I will see you in the next reading. Thank you for watching.